Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to kick in an overdrive as your boy is going to EDC Orlando this weekend, so I gotta make some videos for you guys to watch while I'm obviously not in my chair to make any. But I got y'all. First thing we're gonna be doing, at least in this video, we're gonna be talking about the walk. Let's take a walk. Let me tell you about this beauty, because I may have slandered this gun's name in the past, especially in my best hand cannons to dominate PvE video, which was the first in that series. If you want to check it out, we've up to I think 10 or 11 weapon classes totally done. Still have a few more left, but we're not here to talk about that today. We're here to talk about the walk. Also, if you don't know quite exactly what the walk is, allow me to elaborate. The walk equals word of crota. I know I might get a little fly for talking up a 180, but I'm pretty sure all the posterity users will forgive me for what I said in the hand cannon video. Of course, before we dive straight into the deep end, remember, if you guys ever want to get your games in the DLC for a cheap price, you make sure to head over to Instant Gaming, top link in the description, along with that free monthly game giveaway. Next to the Instant Gaming link, we got our good old buddies G Fuel, so you can stay energized, stay focused while you're gaming and kicking some butt. G Fuel is one of the best drinks in the business. Use code Kree for 20% off at checkout for your G Fuel purchase. That being said and out the way, ladies and gentlemen, beautiful people of the world, let's go ahead and go for a walk. So whether you're a speed demon running the relays, a distance runner, or a couch potato, there's definitely something in this hand cannon that all of us can enjoy. I know some people are very hesitant to use 180s, especially in PvE. However, I think the walk has a pretty good package put together. And with the market of void hand cannons being relatively weak, it doesn't have too much competition. So, where do we start here with this walk? Well, first you're going to take one left, two rights, three more lefts, one right, go up the stairs, down the hallway, and another left, and you will arrive at the perk pool. However, on your way to the perk pool, you'll notice that this is a 180 precision frame hand cannon, which, like I've said, generally people in the community aren't the biggest fan of 180s in PvE, which is okay, because as we know in Season 22, hand cannons got the fat buff that makes them actually feel like hand cannons. Remember, Destiny is unique in the fact that they don't have traditional pistols. I mean, they have sidearms, but sidearms. And nowadays, hand cannons actually feel like a reincarnation of the Deagle in just so many different formats. And as we know, traditionally for hand cannons, one of their prevalent weaknesses is definitely their range stat. And I will be real, for this hand cannon, that definitely is there, with a base range stat of only 31, and not having explosive payload can definitely be felt in some situations. However, this gun is craftable, meaning you can craft it just the way you like to try and bump up that range stat as much as you want. However, I'll just leave that to you and let you do that with your minor perks. Let's talk about the actual perk pool, the perk columns, and what lies in this pool of perks. Is it sharks, minnows, or piranhas? Well, there's some pretty good stuff here. So, if you go ahead and throw up the perk pool real quick, you're probably going to notice a few awesome combinations that just jump right out at you. For instance, one that's probably going to jump out to some people would be like repulsor brace and destabilizing rounds. The void combo for a void gun for any void build that is not the Gear Falcon's Hunter. Now, if we just look at the third column of perks real quick and discuss them a little bit more, let's talk about some of the juicer options, okay? Dragonfly is here. Repulsor brace, like I just said, is here. That good old tried and true demolitionist, baby. Oh, I love me some demo action. Don't get me started on demolitionist now. Then you also have your coat roll perks of subsistence and maybe enlightened action. However, I'm not really the biggest fan of subsistence on hand cannons, mainly because hand cannons, they generally have a lower mag size to begin with. And with subsistence only refilling 10% of the magazine from reserves, this weapon having a base mag of 10, that means when you get a kill, you'll just only put one bullet back into the chamber. I mean, it's okay on a hand cannon, but I generally like subsistence on my SMGs and auto rifles. Enlightened action can always be, decent, as dealing damage improves reload speed and handling. However, are you really going to go with one of those two perks over something like Demolitionist, or Dragonfly, or even Repulsor Brace for that matter? I don't think you would. However, if you want to,
go right ahead, bro. Don't let me stop you.
However, if I have to put my keyboard on the line and tell you what I think's the best perk in column 3 universally, I'm gonna say Demolitionist. I'm a Demolitionist stan, personally. Demolitionist is generally a popular perk on just about any gun you can get it on, as weapon kills grant 10% grenade ability energy. And when you throw a grenade, it reloads the weapon for you. A simple perk that has definitely stood the test of time. So now let's go ahead and move over to the actual fourth column perks, which there's some pretty good stuff here. All right, obviously we got destabilizing rounds, adrenaline junkie, making this weapon able to go with the demolitionist and adrenaline junkie combo. That can be pretty popular. You do have the new perk precision instrument, where dealing sustained damage increases precision damage. You can get up to 6 stacks. That caps out at a 25% precision damage bonus. Yeah, not really that good on this weapon. You do have the good old classic hand cannon perk and rampage. Because this is a Destiny 2 Crota's End weapon, this means you also have access to something like sword logic. Final blows with this weapon grant bonus damage. The strength and duration of the bonus increases when more powerful targets are defeated. For example, defeating just a basic trash tier red bar enemy will grant you a 15% damage buff. Elites can get you a 25% damage buff, and then mini bosses are 35%, bosses are 50%, but you ain't going to worry about that now, are you? So the most common buff that you'll be getting will be 15%, which is basically frenzy. And on occasion where you defeat a yellow bar here or there, you'll be rewarded with a nice 25% damage buff. A pretty popular new perk to go with, as you'll be proccing it pretty darn often. And it's really easy to keep the chain going. There's a lot of trash tier ads. Pop one of them, you start just destroying a bunch of other enemies, you're going to keep chaining and extending your sword logic buff. It's a really good perk, and it's really difficult to go wrong with on just about any of the Crota's End weapons. And then of course, you do have the good old classic, one and only, my beloved frenzy, good old frenzy. 15% damage buff, 100 handling, and 100 reload speed for 7 seconds after being in combat for 12 seconds. It works and can be activated while stowed. Dealing and receiving damage refreshes the buff duration. I love Frenzy. It's good on just about any possible weapon you can get it on. And this is another perk that you cannot go wrong with, man. It's just that good. So let's put up the entire perk pool back up for you. Let's talk about some pretty cool combinations. Of course, we already touched upon the repulsor brace, the stabilizing rounds combo. That is really good. Both of the main void perks on this void hand cannon. Now, in column 1, my personal favorite perk for this weapon would definitely have to be demolitionist. Some people might fucks with dragonfly. Makes sense. Dragonfly can be pretty nice. However, me personally, bruh, nah, we roll with demolitionist, baby. And you compare demo with adrenaline junkie, rampage, sword logic, and or frenzy, and you will be a-okay chilling, kicking butt, and taking names, my boy. Like I said earlier, man, this perk pool has a lot of good stuff to offer you, and I haven't even talked about its banger of an origin trait yet. So let's talk about that. I've talked about this origin trait a lot in all of my Crota's End videos. Anytime a Crota's End weapon makes an appearance in a video or something like that, Cursed Thrall is one of my favorite origin traits in the game. After you defeat a target with a melee attack, any melee attack, doesn't have to be a charged melee attack, final blows with this weapon cause targets to explode for a short duration. It lasts for 7.5 seconds after you get that melee kill. And the cool thing is that the explosions inherit the weapon's combatant damage scaling and match the element of the weapon. Meaning, your Cursed Thrall explosions from this void hand cannon will do void damage. And let's say you have Demolitionist on this weapon, any of those Cursed Thrall kills will proc Demolitionist by giving yourself more grenade energy. That's some banging for your buck right there, homie. It's the same reason why I like Pugilist so much on the Swordbreaker, because Cursed Thrall explosions proc Pugilist makes it easier to get your charged melees back, and on the Banner of War build, it's really good over there. Over here on this hand cannon, since it has Demolitionist, we're just doing the same thing, but for grenades. Cursed Thrall is just that dope of an origin trait, and I really enjoy using it. You combine that with the fact that this is a void weapon you can throw on volatile rounds, whether it's with a seasonal artifact mod that we'll get occasionally, or a Gear Falcon's Hunter. You can see how this thing can be an absolute machine of a weapon. This thing can absolutely dunk on the lower end of ads, completely make them regret existing. It's that good. This thing fries. And if you're going to ask me what my favorite role for this hand cannon is, Demolitionist and Sword Logic. Let me know your favorite role for this weapon down below in the comments, and thank you for watching the video. Remember, if you ever want to get your games in the DLC for a cheaper price, make sure that Instant Gaming, top link in the description. Right next to it, we got the G Fuel link to help you keep yourself energized, focused while you're gaming and kicking some butt. Use code Kree for 20% off at checkout. You guys have a great day, be safe, consider subscribing, and we'll see your beautiful faces in the next one. Adios!
Bro, do not open that door. I swear to God, do not open that door.
What about Jumbo?
Man, Jumbo's gone.
I got the data! I got the data! I don't have a weapon! Help! I'm dead. Hey! What the fuck? Oh my